Hello and welcome to Beyond TV. Man, do we have a sweet show for you today. Ron Ben Israel has become the master at creating show-stopping wedding cakes in New York City. And I am so glad to have him today because he is such an icon and I could not wait for this interview. Please welcome the ultra fabulous Ron Ben Israel.
Whew. It's getting hot here.
Ron, welcome to the show.
Thank you for all your sweet words.
You got discovered by Martha Stewart.
Well, she was one of my main influencers who really were very kind to me and actually convinced me of two things: to start an official business and to apply for citizenship in the United States of America.
Yeah.
But many, many other people helped, including other pastry chefs and caterers and florists. Locations such as the St. Regis.
Wow.
I had one of my very first cakes there, and I have to admit, 20 years ago, it was a little lopsided.
Yeah.
And they complimented about the flavor of the cake, and then they took me aside and instructed me how to make the cake more stable.
You were in the army, and then you transitioned into a dancer, and then you transitioned to cakes. How long were you a dancer for?
15 years.
15 years, wow. We should get you in Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, I would love that.
Obviously, this is your first love. But do you cook?
Yes, I love cooking, I love entertaining. I love people coming to my house and serving them.
I've worked with many chefs in my career and they don't cook as well as they can bake or vice versa.
Well, I can cook for friends, but professionally cooking is a different thing. I was actually fired from a cooking job early in my career before I started cakes. And the chef said, you know, every plate you send out is perfect, but it takes too long for the guest to be served.
Gotcha.
So maybe you should consider a different direction in the food industry. And he did me a great favor.
Yeah. Now, with you being involved in cakes, has there ever been a dessert that you came across that you did not like?
Well, I am not a food snob. I can eat Cool Whip out of the can. One summer treat that I do when I'm on vacation is frozen Sara Lee pound cake, which is so American, with Cool Whip, but not the dairy version, the original, and frozen strawberries from the package. And it's just delicious. You can't stop eating it.
So, Ron, where do you draw your inspiration from for your clients?
You know, I'm glad you mentioned the word inspiration because without that we will really be nothing.
Yeah.
Inspiration is a huge word for me because I also don't respect the term self-taught. Yeah. Even if you didn't go to official pastry school. I did not go to a culinary school officially. I learned so much from other people.
Wow.
And that means that I was exposed to inspiration and my teachers showed me a way to continue teaching myself. Yeah. So inspiration is all around us, especially in New York City. It's fabulous. You walk from one neighborhood to another, so many store windows and businesses. We are located for the past 3.5 years inside the garment district of New York City. So all the shops here features buttons and zippers and ribbons and fabrics. It's just amazing. And a lot of the fashion designers, especially the bridal industry, is here. Yeah. So I can visit my colleagues and get inspired by the dresses, by the fabrics. Also tablecloths and napkins, all this wonderful fabricy thing. Yeah. But we have great inspiration by the graphics, invitations, wax seals, even stamps. The texture of the paper could influence itself on the cake. And what about the flowers? Not only I love making sugar flowers, just the choices that the bride and groom made for the colors could influence the cake. And then, of course, you have the venue, whether it's a downtown chic hotel or an old-style mansion in the Upper East Side, a country barn wedding as opposed to a chic loft. So all those differences influence the cake. We never lack for inspiration. And ultimately, the personality of the couple.
One of the things that I admire most about you is your ability to pay it forward. And you have these amazing workshops within your bakery. How did that come about?
I think that's the dancing background because we always teach each other, we practice together, rehearse, coach, and I always found myself in a teaching position. So when it started with cakes, I had to repeat in my own mind the process, sort of teaching myself and honing that. Then I started getting assistance, and like a lot of things in my career, things happen naturally. I was asked to start demonstrating at what was then the French Culinary Institute, which was around the corner from my bakery studio in Seoul. Yeah. So then I started teaching, then they asked me to revise the curriculum and include sugar flowers, which nobody was teaching in a culinary school at that point, and then I became a teacher, and I still do. So working with the students, I started getting assistants and interns from that. So it's just very integral to my understanding.
When you do have students, do some of them end up working for you, or do some of them go on their own?
When we have an opening, we would hire from the groups of students and interns. And sometimes I would go back, and somebody who graduated years ago, if they're available, will come back. Sometimes as a guest artist, sometimes as a permanent fixture.
Is there any celebrities who you'd like to make a wedding cake for?
If I get booked, and when I get booked by a celebrity, usually they ask us not to disclose, so then I stay mum until after the wedding.
Gotcha. I can respect that.
But, for instance, which celebrities are getting married?
Jennifer Lopez is engaged.
Really?
Yeah.
What a sexy couple.
Aren't they?
Well, I like J-Lo because she's from the Bronx.
Yes.
And she's a real New Yorker.
Yes, I love her. Love her.
So they haven't asked me yet. We treat everybody the same.
Absolutely.
So every bride should feel like a celebrity bride. But you know, I've done cakes to big names like Elton John, and the process was just the same. And there were celebrities that I said, you know what, I don't think it's a good fit.
Ron, would you be so kind as to show me your, because I've been dying to see it today, your behind the scenes and your sugar flower garden. Are you ready to take me through it all?
Okay,
I'm
let
ready.
me do a Bjorn.
Yeah.
Are you going to show me your sugar flowers?
Where are we? What is all this fabulousness
You are in
happening
the
around
heart
me?
of our sugar and flour room. This is the area where we do the decorations for the cakes, many times days and weeks in advance, and you can see we're building our library of sugar flowers that take a long time to make. They're very delicate, and they are waiting here patiently to be placed on cakes. So the fresh cake will come from the kitchen while we have all these lined up. So here, these flowers are spoken for. They are meant for particular events. This is going to be a very vibrant cake this week. So we're finishing those flowers. You can, I don't know if you can count how many petals are on each ranunculus. You can munch on this flower.
Munch on this one?
Go ahead. How does it taste?
This is
Brittany is
fabulous.
adding, she did all those white stem roses, and now she's adding the calyxes.
Wow.
So she's cutting one by one.
These are going to be placed on the cake later on. Can you see the details? Real pieces of lace that were imprinted in silicone, and then you can get all those details.
So you can see racks and racks of sugar flowers being dried. And it's not all about flowers. Sometimes we have golden bubbles that are hovering over the decoration.
Now, is this sugar as well?
Yes, we roll them one by one by one.
Oh my God, we are in Ron Ben Israel's kitchen.
I wish we could transmit the scent. So these are, we are preparing, after we bake the cakes, we're going to make fillings. So these are reduced black cherries that we cook down, and these will be added to the buttercream.
Okay.
Hazelnut crunch, so these are
that's my favorite.
raw hazelnut roasted with caramel, chopped down. Peach puree, so this is also reduced to give the intensity. Later on they'll be mixing and flavoring buttercreams and fillings. So we find out it's easier to portion like this as opposed to put a measuring cup and having
Of course. What is the biggest cake you've made?
12 feet tall,
So that's 12 feet tall. How big? How round?
8 feet wide.
Oh my God.
It was very large. So it's the French style, very rich and creamy, and it creates a tender crust on the cakes and preserves the life of the cake. The richer the butter, the better the taste.
So, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our sweet journey with the fabulous Ron Ben Israel. Ron, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of our show.
Thank you, but show me how appreciative you are.
Mwah. Thank you. For more information about Ron Ben Israel and all of his fabulous cakes, please visit www.weddingcakes.com. And for more information about this episode, you can visit bjorntv.com. Thank you so much.
Bjorntv.com.
Bjorntv.com. Bjorntv.com. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.